Hello, citizens of the world. Today's topic, let's talk about memory for future technology. Now, as we all know, our method of understanding the world is through uh, study, memorization, uh, that every kids would usually cross through at this stage in order to learn to understand about the world. The problem is our memory is limited majority of the time. People with good memories in specific would usually be working in a much more complex field, but people with simple, less specific memory only able to understand a very small portion of it will usually be left out. So, as pandemic is going on, this will be part of our future issue since majority of the population will become smaller, and as we gather for resources, memory will be one of the issue that we are going to tackle in the future. So why would I say that? Well, the thing is, we build unique memories, not only in a sense of remembering things, but a larger portion of the time we are used subconsciously to remind us on certain things or create and build, while the more boring stuff such as memorization of certain things in the future will be less useful. So the way how memory works is that we are currently using a lot of them as much as recalling stuff or in terms of memorizing specific elements that we think that is important, but in actual fact this could be replaced by a chip in the future. So why do I say so? We have already started to experiment, or at least interacting with a new possibility of future technology that is going to either enhance or replace our memory's ability to memorize. So one of the more interesting experiment in current times is that a lot of these memories that can be stored on a chip, if there's a way to interact with human beings, we could potentially not have to memorize things for the future, as majority of the memory storage will be worked on by our interaction with microchips. So as humans grow to be much more complex, we would need more time. And how to save time for the future? One of the way is to implant ourselves with robotic technology, specifically interaction with microchips on your brain. They have already done some experiment to be able to kind of interact with our memories, or at least be able to identify our patterns in our mind when we recall something. So I believe in the future there's a very high chance that we could produce something that enhance our mind with robotics in order to be able to recall things on the fly without actually having to force ourselves to remember or memorize. That's my prediction for the future in us, that we are going to move forward or move ahead. With that being said, there will be a certain amount of risk, things like invasion of fake memories, like a virus, or someone could implement fake memories into our mind to confuse us. And I would see that there will be resistance for a bit, or at least for a while, until it becomes a norm, as in our future generations no longer see it that way. But no matter what, we are still heading towards that direction, as our ancestor had proven again and again along the timeline of history, that revolution is always a process that comes with resistance and later acceptance. Now, what would a memory chip be able to achieve compared to what we have currently? How far could it go? Well, that depends on what is the usage that we are going to put them in for use. Imagine if we allow kids as young as 3 to 5 years old to be able to have that ability to implement chips as memory, to instantly have the knowledge through those chip. Then what our kid will be focusing more on is critical thinking, as they will be using the newfound memories from all these chips to be able to instantly recall an experience that they do not own, and be able to start contributing to the world. Now, this is a very exciting thing for the future, as by then we would have people that is going to be able to do things instantly. Let's say if in the future you need someone to fix your home utilities, you don't have to really call or wave down a repairman to help you do all those stuff. You could just instantly download technical skills required and be able to view or visualize from your memory, so that you can instantly identify and know what to do under what circumstances and how you are going to do it. That would mean that there will be less labor costs, people will be more efficient, there will be more things that can be done at an instant without referring and wasting time. That's part of the future that I think would happen, as currently we are kind of consistently wasting resource on trying to recreate the same situation with education, which is obviously not equal, as country that is poor or consistently in war will always find it hard to be able to find the resource or education needed to improve or increase their capacity. So which country would most likely be able to achieve this technology breakthrough will depend on how much they aware of AI, as well as how much they think they can get out from that new era. So in that very sense, I think in the future, such technology is going to enhance us into seeing things that is very different compared to what we are now. Like maybe video games athletes no longer comes from a studied professional, rather it's more towards like having your interest in specific field and just downloading. This may seem like life suddenly become like meaningless, as we are I could say that our generations are mostly propagated by movies and old sayings into working hard to be able to produce result, and this looks like cheating, which is kind of exactly like in a art field, where if you are doing specific things based on efficiency rather than running on a traditional way, you would definitely get condemned for certain things, for not going the traditional route. But it is inevitable that in the future, when this becomes a norm, it will be a non issue for majority of such exercise. So I think today, speaking on this topic at rough, to hope that there is someone out there who would also think of questions such as this, as this could kind of exercise or inspire in a certain way. In a sense, I hope that the kind of technology or things that I usually dream of, or kind of like say would come faster for my generation, because before your time is up, sometimes being able to see your prediction turn into a real thing, or at least inspire to make a difference in the world, is actually pretty intriguing. And I hope that my channel could bring those kind of idea, at least for people to kind of like look through, or walk through, to judge for themselves, or at least to work for themselves, to see if the kind of technology I mentioned, if it's possible or not. So I wish everyone well. Hope you guys stay creative and innovative. Looking forward to the next episode. Thanks for watching, and bye.